Hi guys, you're watching Tamatoromos, a channel where you can get the latest updates, information, and even rumors about what's happening to the auto industry of the world. We are talking about all the things going around the world, with only the big names dominating the sector. If you want to get the newest info of what's happening, then you can start by liking this content. You can then proceed by subscribing to this channel so you won't miss out anything. If it's clear, then we can move on because we are going to talk about the next exciting thing. The flying cars. Yep, you heard me right. The flying cars. It's real, and it's about to happen. You probably remember spending your childhood in front of the TV, being wowed by your favorite cartoon shows. Those childhood shows might have seemed to deliver many impossible stuff, like the flying cars, the talking watch, and even the phone that you can carry around easily. But look where we are now. All these things slowly start to get real. We already have the smartphones, followed by the smartwatches. It's only a matter of time before the flying cars are ready for use. And it's not just one company that is preparing their flying ride. It turns out that there have been several companies that are working on these flying objects. Some of them are still struggling with design and mechanism, while some have gone through tests and wait for permit and clearance to take their prototype up to the sky. What's cool is that these flying cars are mostly planned for 2025 debut, meaning that they should be here soon. So what are they and what can we expect from them? The first flying car we are going to discuss is the one from Doroni Aerospace in Florida. Belonging to Doron Merdinger, the company predicts that they are going to deliver the first flying ride in 2025, because now they're testing the two-seater prototype in Miami. The FAA has just recently given a permission to a company from California to undergo their test drive. In Miami alone, Doroni Aerospace as a startup has been going and running. The two-seater ride is said to fit perfectly within your garage, and it doesn't even need any runway to take off. A simple driveway will do. Doroni officials have said good things about the prototype. It's a definitely new way to effectively travel. According to Derek Berger, the company's head of electrical engineer, the flying ride is able to cruise at around 100 miles per hour with 140 miles per hour as the peak. It may not a super fast ride, but it can get you to places in no time. So far, the company has performed a lot of tests. Like more than 60 flying tests. It mostly deals with vibration and everything related to it before it gets softer and better. Merdinger is a pilot himself, so he knows a thing or two about flying. In fact, he believes that flying cars are no longer the promise of the future because they are already present like now. Doroni Aerospace has already got 300 pre-orders up to now. It's just like what they want because they really want to sell it out before 2024 ends. For them, delivery should take place in 2025, and they will make sure it happens. The company plans to sell their flying rides in a price range between $250,000 and $300,000. Another company, SkyDrive, is working together with Suzuki to make and develop a flying car. In fact, it's going to be an electric type. Just like other flying rides, SkyDrive wants to revolutionize transportation by reading traffic congestion and offering a more efficient travel option. But they also realize that they need to prepare the crucial infrastructure. If they want to address the challenges, the infrastructure planning and scalability would play a crucial factor. It means that they need to think about service stations, insurance, and also proper skyways for effective integration. When done correctly, flying vehicle can be used as an ambulance. Plus, it can also offer environmental perks. That's why many auto manufacturers have been thinking about VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. Suzuki is actually the last one to think about this scheme and form partnership with SkyDrive Incorporated. The auto company has finally announced that they want to work together on electric VTOL's development, research, and also marketing. In fact, both companies have planned to work on testings and operations in India because Suzuki has a pretty important stake in the country's auto industry there. Suzuki wanted to invest money in the Indian facility, up to $1 billion, so they can make batteries and electric vehicles. Suzuki is now seriously working on a compact eVTOL which should be enough to carry 2 people. They want to launch it during Osaka's 2025 World Expo. They plan on starting production in 2024, but they don't really anticipate getting the airworthiness certification in 2025. According to plans, the certification may take place in 2026, and then mass production will start. And since they want to make the model operate within the US territory, they are hoping to get a certification from the Federal Aviation Administration. When we are talking about this technology, this isn't a new thing for SkyDrive. In fact, they have been testing the concepts for flying prototypes and cars since 2014. They have recently formed partnership with Suzuki because they want to create a new world. A world where people can get access to eVTOLs easily as their new form of transportation. A world where people no longer have to worry about traffic, land, congestion. And it turns out that flying rides are one of the trendiest and hypest things right now. No wonder if world-class firms like Japan Airlines and Toyota have joined the market through startups and their developments. If you check the search engines, you'd know that some flying cars prototypes have been in the progress of making. You'd be surprised to know that there are around 10 companies that have been working on this matter. All of these companies are developing UAM, or Urban Aerial Mobility. In short, a flying ride. One of them is Aleph Aeronautics with Aleph Flying Prototype. This Silicon Valley startup develops a single-person prototype that is worth $300,000. This prototype is said to cover 200 miles of distance for the drive and 110 miles for flying. So far, they have developed Aleph Model Air and also Aleph Tayuro. When compared to road transportation, UAM can deliver effective mode of transportation, allowing you to move directly from one point to another. In the end, future commuters may have more than one option to travel. They can reduce road traffic effectively with these technologies. In fact, Uber has been thinking about this with their Uber Elevate program. It's an air taxi program whose price is just the same as Uber Black, which is known as this luxury auto service. The company believes that it's better to use an air taxi and get to your destination in 20 minutes top, instead of spending countless hours within the land traffic, although it's a luxury ride, and you still spend the same amount of money. You have to admit that it's a grandeur and futuristic plan, but it's still not for everyone. The idea of having a flying car is definitely like your childhood dream comes true, but in terms of price, it's way above the affordable price that everyone can access. But then again, people may argue that this service has been open and accessible for business people and travelers. With the available option that flying ride can minimize traffic and deliver faster option, this is definitely a music to these business people. But for now, a single UM won't be cheap. Early stage may cost $1.2 million, while a shorter term still costs around $600,000. In long term, it may be more affordable, with only $200,000 for the investment. Let's not forget that infrastructure also plays a crucial role in the success of the air transportation. These flying rides need launch pads. They don't have to be big. Small pads aren't even advisable, but they need to be constructed and built. However, these infrastructures are generally cheaper than having to construct or build new highways or new airports. I guess we are finally closer to the future than what we think. If a fly car is truly manufactured and it's proven to fly exceptionally, we may have finally revolutionized the way we travel. For good, for real. But considering that everything is still in the development stage, we only need to wait. Again, don't forget to subscribe to Tamatormas if you want to know the future of flying cars. So see ya again.